What up, y'all? Welcome back to What's Happening Now. Holy shit, the gathering has concluded. We got a lot of dope shit that was talked about during the seminar, and I'm super fucking excited. Like I said, the gathering has been over for over a week now. I've just been super crazy fucking busy. So I don't want to wait too much longer to drop this, because a lot of the things that had happened in the gathering or at the seminar, I really want to get talking about. Before we dive in, we have to give a shout out to our members. Charmakazi, J-Word, Harley VT, Lone Flube, Don't Eat the Crab Dip, Juggalotus BD John, Wes, Seth Moon aka Cali Green, Jose Jimenez, Durable Object, Kabazucha Boom, Lorgasm, Ivy Killa, Unique Freestyles, Do It For The Underground, and Impede23. Thank you guys for your support. If you would like to join the channel to help support it, there's a link in the description to do so. Thank you guys again for all of your support. There are some great perks going on right now. And for any members watching right now, we got emojis, baby. So make sure you're dropping emojis down in the chat, especially if you guys are wanting to leave a comment for the collection plate. There is a very fancy My 2 cents emoji in there. I want to make sure you guys use that emoji when you're dropping a comment that you want me to bring to the collection plate. I know I say that all of the members' comments are going to the collection plate, but I feel like sometimes members are just trying to comment to show support and like get the video out there to help the analytics of the video. So I want to make sure that if you're just trying to do that, you can just do that. And if you are specifically dropping something for the collection plate, make sure you throw that emoji in so that I know. But first and foremost of what's happening now, over on the Shadowland Universe's YouTube channel, if you are not subscribed to that, make sure you go subscribe to that. Huge change over there. There is a series that I was doing called Shadowland Offerings. It's basically this. It's basically what's happening now, but it was me going over the release schedule that Loke puts out. I decided to really branch that out and make it into more of a podcast type series. I reached out to the homie Robbie from Do It For The Underground. I reached out to the homie Gage. Those are the two guys that I'm always talking low-key shit with. And I'm like, yo, what do you guys think about doing this more like a podcast? And you guys join me and we do this on the regular. They were fucking down to do it. I made this sweet ass fucking thumbnail that actually came from the suggestion of Gage. He's like, maybe we should do a pic. And I'm like, I already had one of me wearing my sermon mask. I knew Gage had one. We just had to get Robbie to throw one together. And I'm sorry, man. I'm just going to fucking toot my own horn. I think that this image looks really fucking sweet right there. So if you guys are a fan of Loki and you're not subscribed to Shadowland Universes, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you're unfamiliar with Loki or you are curious in Loki, that is a channel to go check out. There's all kinds of dope content going on over there. Some of it's from Loki himself. Batty Bat does some streams. Like I said, I do some shit, reviews, reactions. Robbie has been doing these. I guess his is more so, well, I guess there are snippets that go up on the channel. But Robbie is doing like history, basically dives, like an interview style thing with Loke himself, talking about albums. So definitely go check out Shadowland Universes if you are curious about Loki in any way. That is a great source to get into some Loki shit. But Loki did drop his brand new schedule. Like I said, I'm not going to fully talk about it here because we have a series over on Shadowland Universes. But there's some very dope fucking shit that's on this schedule that has me hype as fuck. Blackout just dropped. It just, let's see, I'm recording this on Sunday, the 24th. And we just had the Blackout single and hoodie drop on the 22nd on a Friday. That was fucking dope. I have not listened to that single yet. But we got, like I said, we got some dope shit coming up. And the biggest highlight of this schedule, the Feeding of Neculi, November 1st. The 5th Oracle in Loki's 12 Oracles series. These are concept albums. And man, if you have not listened to any of the Oracles, you are in for a journey. Start with Shadowland, then check out Book of Time, then listen to Blood of Izu, then Eyes of Parasuva. I will tell you this right now, go into it with an open mind. You need to be musically open-minded. This is not necessarily just rap. This is not necessarily just horrorcore. It's not all metal. It's not all rock. It's like a blend. Like these albums he experiments with. And one of the reasons why I think Loki is so fucking talented is these oracles. And the 5th one is about to drop on November, and I'm fucking stoked. So again, if you are not familiar with Loki and you're curious, like I said, go check out those albums. Throw them into a playlist because you will find it quite surprising. They actually blend together. The Shadowland ends off with Far Away. You listen to the very end of that song and it starts off into Book of Time. Like if you listen to them in a playlist, it's like one continuous album, and that's kind of the way that they're set up. So go check those albums out. Come back and tell me what you guys think about them. But very excited for the brand new Oracle. I cannot fucking wait. And then we had the big announcement from Buckshot that Hallowbleed 6 is dropping. It's going down October 25th in Germantown, Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know why it says Germantown. I think that's like a suburb area. Hallowbleed basically going down where it's been going down. I think it's Headbangers, I think is the name of the place. It's where it was last year. I know that for sure. But you got Buckshot, you got Ritz, Boondocks, Loon Squad, and a bunch of other names. Rex Putin's on there. I'm familiar with him. Timbo, which is actually Buckshot's son, who just dropped a brand new album as well. I have not peeped that yet either. But Hallowbleed 6 is going down. Every time that I've gone to Hallowbleed, I guess I've only gone the one time, so I don't know why I said every time I've gone. The Hallowbleed that I went to, I really did enjoy it. So if you're a fan of Boondocks, Buckshot, Ritz, I think you'll have a good time. There's definitely a lot of dope names on there. But yep, Hallowbleed 6 was announced, going down Louisville, Kentucky. And then also, this one right here was quite a surprise. This was actually this was like one of the first graphics I say for this, what's happening now. This has been a couple weeks. But Tom Wood is putting together a little Halloween event, which I think is very fucking dope, and I hope becomes a regular thing. There's definitely no way I'm going to be able to attend this year. But if he continues to do these, I think it would be really fucking cool for him to do so. I imagine it's going to depend on how this one goes, which I think it will probably do really fucking well. But he's putting together Woods Ranch Massacre. He's going to have Kung Fu Vampire, Willie Hayes, Risk, and many more. I don't have like the actual announcement of this, but it's basically live music, events, contests, horseback rides, and a haunted hayride. Hayride. We're going to have a hayride on my hayride. But this is all going down on Tom Wood's ranch in Mammoth Springs, Arkansas. So it's not where he has the float. It's actually going down on his property, which I have to imagine as a rancher, he probably owns several hundred acres. And I know sometimes when you think about acres, like it seems like it's either a lot or it seems like it's a little. If he's got hundreds of acres, that's a big piece of land. So I was very fucking excited to see that he's starting this new thing. The hayride has my attention. Obviously the music has my attention. The events, I have to imagine you're going to have Into the Echo Side there, which will be a big thing we're going to talk about here in a little bit. I think it looks really fucking dope, and I hope that this flourishes into a new Halloween event that happens annually, because I will definitely try to make it out to one of these. And who knows, maybe if I never make it to a float, maybe I make it to a Woods Ranch Massacre. That would be pretty fucking sweet. But I did want to plug that out there, that Tom Wood did. And he did say tickets on sale soon. I had seen where he put that he was going to limit the amount of tickets that would be available. Obviously, it's going to be on his property. He's going to limit the amount of space. He has a limited amount of space. So I forget how many tickets. I think he said maybe only 100 tickets, maybe 250, something like that. So it will be very limited. So like I said, if this develops into something, this might just be the exclusive event to start hitting up every fucking fall. So definitely excited for that. And then while the gathering was going down, you had Billy Obey taking to social media to post, if you're at the gathering of the Juggalos, you might stumble upon one of these that may or may not contain a sampler for Ala Zul Ilu's next LP. Everyone have a safe gathering when not if someone shows you their butthole. I double dong dare you to punch it with your entire fist. And it's a little picture here. One side of it has that image that they posted on their social medias earlier this year. The other side says the Mask Maker is near. And this has really started to make me wonder if the album is if the new Ala Zululu album is going to be called No Masters, or if it's going to be called The Mask Maker, or if it's going to be called The Mask Maker is Near. I actually had a conversation with the homie Robbie from Do It From The Underground about this. I feel like they might be calling the album The Mask Maker, and my official prediction is the album will be called either The Mask Maker or The Mask Maker is Near. And the little hashtag No Masters and the other hashtag Hurt People might be part of the theme of the album. And like I had said, my little prediction for it is it'll have the Mask Maker being somebody who he was a mask maker for somebody, and he ends up killing his master, so now he has no master, and he was hurt by his master, so now he's hurting people and he's out on the loose. That's kind of where my head's at. Early prediction on that. Could be way wrong, but that's just kind of where my head's at. But regardless, the sampler is actually available right now on streaming. It's available on their YouTube channel. So for anyone who didn't get a physical copy of it at the gathering, it is available digitally for you to listen to. I gave it a peep. I sent it to the homie Ron and said, I think that you're going to like this. He has told me in the past that he really enjoys a boom bap sound when it comes to Ala Zululu, which is one of the reasons he likes The Almighty so much, is because of all of the music on there. So this, to me, feels and sounds like it's going to be a return to that kind of sound for them. I know with Mausoleum, they had Slasher Dave, and that was definitely a different element. And then obviously Gods of Evil Rise was produced by Mikey Clark. But I think that this new Ala Zululu record is going to return to that boom bap type style, type sound that a lot of Xul fans, I think, really love and clamor for. So definitely excited for that. I mean, we have the brand new Billy Obey album dropping. As of my recording of this, it's dropping this Friday. So if they drop their next album in October or November, like fucking damn, man, that would be 2 albums that they've dropped this year, plus a solo from one of their guys, as well as Long Live Evil's SON dropped his Bastard Son album back in March. Be a good year for Long Live Evil. But regardless, the sampler is out. You can go peep it right now. If you are not a fan of Xul and you are curious, maybe their diss towards Twisted caught your attention, go listen to that sampler. You might find something you like. For me, I did listen to it one time. I felt like they didn't play enough of the songs for me. It was very short. It was more of like a story sampler than it was really playing the songs. But it definitely gave me this feeling of like, that's what made me, because the whole kind of skit of the sampler was like an interrogation. So I firmly feel like there's a certain theme that this album's going to have. And again, my predictions are out there for what it is going to be. So moving it on to the big highlight, the ICP Seminar from the Gathering of the Juggalos. I do have a screenshot here from where Fago Lovers had posted it. I'm a little peeved at them. Not peeved, I don't want to make it sound like I'm mad at them, but I was looking at this and I'm like, I had people reaching out to me before I ever even saw these notes, before I ever even watched the seminar, about the big reveal of the DCGCon and the new Into the Echo Side. I think a lot of people know that I really love that fucking game. I have played that game. I've played so many hours worth of that game, and I'm just not really, oh, they're up top. I was like, where'd my fucking games go? I grabbed them out of the basement and was like looking through it, and I made that little fun little video here on the channel of like them removing all of the cards from the game because there's a new version, and I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, Fago Lovers didn't even include that on their little summary here of the seminar, which is kind of like, that to me was big news. But a lot of people don't really care for the gaming stuff like I do. I'm just a fucking nerd, so it is what it is. But there are some highlights here. They started off with talking about the knot and what it represents, which was kind of already explained to us. I feel like Jay may have done that for anybody who doesn't watch Humble Among on YouTube. So I do like that they did that for anyone in attendance or anyone watching who maybe doesn't follow social media in that way or watch Juggalo YouTubers in that way, you know, to kind of set what the knot is. I think it's kind of self-explanatory though. And but yeah, it was cool that they did that. They really talked about the future of JCW, which I kind of was expecting that Jay was really wanting to hone in on that, which I mean is fine. I'm not a huge fan of wrestling myself, but I know there's a lot of people who really do. And then Shaggy Show, it doesn't stop. It's going to keep going. The Bruce Brothers podcast is returning. And Juggalo Day going down in Orlando. And they basically had said in this seminar that the way I took it is going forward, they want to keep Juggalo Day happening in warmer climates because it happens in February, which honestly, I'm okay with that. I think that makes sense to have that event be somewhere south since it's technically in the middle of winter. I mean, not technically, it is in the middle of winter. February is winter. So I think that just makes sense to have Juggalo Day be somewhere in the south. And I'm just going to throw it out there. 2027 Juggalo Day had better be a Tempest Juggalo Day event. Like maybe day one, they could do the Calm and Eye of the Storm. Or, I don't know, maybe there could be some kind of cool way that they could split it up. But I really would love to see them do the Tempest in 2027 because that'll be that album's 20-year anniversary. And as I just, maybe not. I recorded my review for the Knot before this. If you have not watched that review, you can go watch it there to hear me talk about the Tempest. I absolutely fucking love that album. Loved it when it first came out. But I would love to see them do a Tempest Juggalo Day show. I think that it deserves one. And 2027 is the perfect time, and it's right around the corner. So Juggalo Day will be going down in Orlando, Florida in 2026. And the big one for me, we talked about this a couple of times in previous What's Happening Now videos. They are going on another leg of a tour. I'm assuming this will be the fourth leg of the Knot Farewell Tour. And it's supposed to be them starting out west and making their way back to Detroit for Hallowbleed. And looking at the one that they are taking off in for, I think that was the one in June. Might have been the one that they recently did. I think it was June. They did one in May, they did one in June, and they're getting ready to do one in September. But in June, they came to Illinois. So I'm thinking in my head, all right, on this tour, are they going to go back to Chicago? Are they going to hit something up in Michigan like Grand Rapids? Or are they actually going to come to Indiana and hit Fort Wayne? Which would be fucking great because Pierre's is most likely the event most likely the venue that they would go to. I love Pierre's. I've seen ICP at Pierre's a few times. I would absolutely love it for them to hit Pierre's and hit Fort Wayne on their way back to Detroit for Hallowbleed and me to go see ICP on this tour because it's been since Hallowbleed of 2023 since I had seen them, and I'm fiending for some ICP. So hopefully that tour, they come close enough for me to hit. And I was looking in my notepad. I had tallied up every time I had seen ICP. Not their solo stuff, because I've seen Shaggy twice and Jay once solo. But counting them as ICP and counting gatherings. Not each ICP set as its own show, but like gathering as one count. I have seen ICP 19 times. So this time would be the 20th. Would be pretty fucking sweet. Like, I originally had made this list because I wanted to, on my 17th time of seeing them, possibly go VIP and meet them. But when I tallied it all up, I had already seen them 17 times. I was like, fuck, I already missed that mile mark. So, I mean, if I was ever going to go VIP and meet them, I mean, 20 makes sense, but I don't know. Their VIP is usually a lot of money, and I feel like their VIP packages doesn't really include a lot to make it worth it. So, like, I would be strictly going to meet them, and if I'm being 1,000% honest, it's not necessarily something that's on my bucket list. Like I admire them, and they've inspired me. Their music has touched my life since like 2002 is when I started listening, but my sister was listening since 97. So they've been in my life since 1997, which, how many years is that? I can't do math right now. That's a long time. So like, there's definitely that curiosity inside me that would want to meet them, but it's not necessarily a bucket list for me. Like, I'm okay just continuing to be like somebody who absolutely passionately loves their music and loves to go see them perform it live. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's on my bucket list to go meet them though, but I'd be lying if I didn't say there's that curiosity. And again, for the amount of money that they charge for VIP, I just don't ever see it happening. But maybe this will be the 20th time I see them. Maybe we do something big for that. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe everybody shoots me a $10 super chat and I use that to go VIP. Just kidding. I mean, if you want to super chat me or super comment, I mean, do that. But definitely don't do it with the expectation for me to go VIP. Unless maybe. Anyway, the big highlight for me from the ICP seminar, DCGCon, baby, coming back to Michigan. Jumpsteady says he's already got a venue in mind. He hasn't fully locked it down, but he has one in mind. I think that he's probably been talking to about booking. That has me fucking excited. You guys know I've talked about it before. I love the DCGCon. I went to the first one. It's the only one I've been to. The second one was out in Denver, Colorado. I just financially couldn't do it. I couldn't make that trip. Same thing kind of came back down to this Juggalo Day. They were having it in Worcester, Massachusetts. I couldn't make that trip either, but I live in fucking Indiana. I can make it to Michigan, and the DCGCon is the fucking event that I love. If you've never been, or if you went to Juggalo Day but didn't go to DCGCon, it is such a chill environment. It's themed around games, but really it's just a really great way to go interact and hang out with juggalos. It's that laid back. It's not out in the heat. It's indoors. Again, it's themed around gaming, so there's tables set up. Like, even if you go to the games library and get like just a deck of cards and you guys are just sitting there playing cards and shooting the shit, like that's the vibe of the DCGCon. It's not like it's themed around games, but it's not all about games. Because I see a lot of people that say that they don't really have interest in the DCGCon because they're not a really big gamer. I don't think that that's like the right mindset going into it. Like, if you strive to go to the gathering but can't quite make that work, the DCGCon to me is just as good as the gathering. And like I said, it's more chill. It's indoors. There's not all these crazy festival attendees that aren't even juggalos that are there to document the whole shit. It's a totally different vibe. And I think that if you go to the gathering and you leave kind of like disgruntled because of whatever experience you might have had with assholes, I feel like you won't encounter as many of those assholes at the DCGCon because of that mindset that a lot of people tend to have towards it. Well, I'm not really big into gaming. So the DCGCon, absolutely fucking excited to hear that it's coming back to Michigan. I can like place a 99% certainty that I will be there because I fucking love it and I can't fucking wait. And the other big reveal for it was the fact that there will be a new version. I had people tell me that this is a new expansion into the Echo Side. It is not actually an expansion. It is more or less like a deluxe reissue of Into the Echo Side. It's going to be the base game with the expansion, with updated artwork and updated cards, which is why I made my funny little video about the Twisted cards and Young Wicked cards being removed from the game. I'm fully expecting them to be gone from this new version of the game. But I think it'd be really cool to see some new cards added. Kuma as a psychopathic. Darby O'Trill would be really cool. Shaggy the Airhead, why not? Devereaux. I don't think they ever did a Mike P card. They did Zug Island, but I'm pretty sure there's not a Mike P card in there for a psychopathic crew. So yeah, there's definitely some really cool cards that I think that they could do. I was talking to the homie Echo Side Fiend, and he thought it would be cool for them to include some wrestlers that they are in cahoots with. And I say, why not? Have some JCW stars be psychopathic crew cards. I mean, they're going to need to do something to build up that psychopathic crew. If you're familiar with the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with the game, that's probably just going right over your head. Which, if you're not into games, you're probably skipping past this anyways, because I like to provide timestamps. But, yeah, the Pandora's Box edition of Into the Echo Side is basically just the base game with the expansion. It's kind of a 2-in-1, has everything of those two. So for everybody who has had the base game but has never played with the expansion, this will now give you access to the expansion, which anyone out there who's not been able to get Oracle of the Three Rings, if you played the base game, Oracle completely changes up the way the game is played, like crazy. So very excited for people to be able to experience the Oracle expansion now through the Pandora's Box. I'm hoping that it's not ridiculously expensive. I will probably go ahead and buy the new version of the game to have it all kind of together, even though I already have it. But yeah, very excited for brand new Into the Echo Side, and very excited for the DCGCon to be returning to the Midwest. That's going to be great. So closing out what's happening now? Let's head to the collection plate.
Pass the collection plate.
Show me how you give.
Pass the collection plate.
Now, like I had said at the beginning of this video, members, going forward, if you can, please, when you comment down below, include the 2 cents emoji in your comment so that I know that you are putting this in the collection plate. If you are not a member, you can leave a super comment or a super thanks, as YouTube calls them, that will guarantee you a spot in the collection plate. Otherwise, I am only going to pick up to 5 comments that I want to respond to. So that is the format going forward. To guarantee yourself a spot, you can become a member, link in the description, or you can leave a super thanks, and that will guarantee you a spot in the collection plate. So let's jump into this, shall we? We have Kabazucha Boom, who says, for the collection plate, which going forward, he won't need to do that. Just throw in the emoji. He says, first of all, this is going to be a long one because of this reason, you. I want to give a huge shout out to you, DC Fago Guy, because you are the reason I came back to the Juggalo world. I must have moved on quietly around 2015, and guess I just moved on. Maybe around 2019 or so, I saw a video of your review of The Tempest and thought, hey, I like how he reviews this album. Then I dug deeper and found more reviews, and then I was subscribed from there. I like how you explain your opinions, and you seem very respectful in a way when you are offering your 2 cents. So I give you, DC Fago Guy, a huge shout out for everything you do. Also, depending on the timing of your next video, which song from the Knot could be the first single, and which song is going to be the best based directly on song titles. Based directly on song titles, The Knot, for sure. That is definitely probably one of my favorite songs on the album, just because of the absolute dread that it presents right off rip when you first start it. So, yeah, as of the timing of me doing this, The Knot is out, and I think by the time you guys are watching this, I think I might already have my review for The Knot out. So if you haven't watched that, definitely go give that a peep. But I just want to say thank you, Kabazucha Boom, for that. You know, coming on here and doing this has always been about just the love for the music. I started making these videos because I didn't have a lot of people in my life to talk Juggalo shit with. I had my girlfriend at the time, she is now my wife, Megs, that I talked Juggalo shit with. And at that time, I wasn't really close with my brother. We kind of rekindled and he moved into town, and now we don't speak anymore. So I'm back to having just Megs in my real life to talk Juggalo shit with. And if it wasn't for doing this, I wouldn't have met all the great people that I have met online. Like the homie Ecoside Fiend, who's been to my house a handful of times now. I met him from doing YouTube. He was the giveaway winner for my giveaway for Marvelous Missing Link Found. He won that giveaway, and we've stayed in touch since then and built such an awesome friendship. So thank you for that shout out. This for me was always just about being able to express that love that I have for ICP and the Joker cards. And it's really kind of expanded into more of the underground. I know I focus a little bit less on just ICP and I focus a lot more on underground acts. But for me, it's always just been bringing myself to a place where I can talk about music that I enjoy with other people that enjoy it too. So that I think that's why it comes off so maybe genuine. But I've always tried to treat things with a level of respect. Like, I've always reverted back to how would I want people to treat me? That's how I'm going to treat them, is how I want to be treated. So, and even when someone's being a royal dick to me, like, I don't think I have it in me to be an asshole to anybody. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm getting older. Maybe that might change. I don't know. But I definitely appreciate the flowers that you're giving me. It means a lot. It's never been the goal to receive flowers, but getting them is always nice. So thank you for that, Kabazucha Boom. And then we got Lorgasm665, which says, I'm kind of sad I'm missing the gathering this year. I love the lineup. I had definitely several moments of FOMO when it came to the gathering this year, but also on the same hand, I've been to the gathering 4 times now. It's definitely something that I've kind of experienced and I'm able to, I think, move on from it and be like, I want to experience new things. And like I said, the DCGCon is just a much more my vibe event than the gathering is. I don't do well in the heat, so for me that's a big factor as well, is just sometimes I don't do well in the heat at all. So then we also have Juggalotus BD John, who says, wait a minute, I was diet? I didn't even know. I hate diet everything, so I'm regular old cola fresh out the fridge. Diet LOL. Shake my head. So first and foremost, the diet tier of members, I don't want it to feel like it's not as significant. It's kind of just the base entry level, and I just titled it diet because I thought, like, you know, diet soda is supposed to be no sugar, so it's supposed to be healthier for you. And so the diet tier level is just healthier on your wallet because it's only 99 cents versus the $1.99. But really, when it comes down to giving perks to one or the other, I have a hard time because I just want to I just say thanks for even giving me 99 cents, $1. I want to say thank you however I can. So sometimes I have a hard time separating the perks, but trust when I say that every diet member I love just as much as the regular members. And I mean, just the fact that you guys are willing to support the channel means so much to me. I don't even know how to express it into words. So, but I thought that was pretty funny that he pointed that out. And a reminder to everyone who are regular members to reach out to me and give me your email address so that I can add you to the Google Drive folder so that you can have access to the instrumentals that play in all of my videos. Now, moving it on, I don't know what just happened. Moving it on to Durable Object, who says, I really like Algorithm album, but the track, The Ones Who Are Left, when they start screaming at the end, I'm like, no. And skip to the next track. Great album. The hoodie looks amazing. It's never too early to get ready for winter. I struggled with the screaming part a little bit too, but that song is really fucking good, and I like the way that it progresses and builds. I feel like that particular part of the song works well for me because it's like you get this build up and then it's just like chaos. I think that for me works out very well. But yeah, Algorithm, great fucking album. If you've not listened to it, go peep it. It's solid as fuck. It's great, and it's one of the reasons that I think Low-Key is talented. And Batty Bat, I'm gonna throw Batty Bat in there too. She's talented as well. Now moving into the regular collection plate, we got Deccan07 who says, collection plate, when the knot drops in a few days, do you think there'll be the second 6 box set like they did with the first 6 box set? Honestly, probably not. I don't think that they'll do that. If they do, it'll be a while. I mean, something to think about is the manufacturing costs to make that. And a big thing about it is kind of look at what they did with the Yum Yum box set that they put out. Like when they were first talking about releasing the Yum Yum flower, and they were going to have Yum Yum Bedlam in each seed, and then they were going to have another version of the seeds together as one whole album called The Seeds of Yum Yum. They very quickly abandoned that idea and just gave us the box set. It didn't even have a book. It just was the 4 discs. So when you go into the manufacturing costs of everything, I think the rewards got to outweigh the cost. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they want to do something dope for Juggalos, but at the end of the day too, they also want to make money off of it too. And if it costs more than it could make, and it's not really offsetting that, then it's probably not financially a good idea for them to do that. Not saying it would never happen. I'm just saying I don't foresee it happening. And I definitely don't see it happening for a while. But the other thing about the first 6 box set, I have to imagine, because you had Riddlebox, Great Malenko, and Amazing Jekyll Brothers owned by other labels, maybe they fronted some of the money. Maybe not. I don't know. They definitely got a percentage of the sales, that's for sure. Which, going into the second set, obviously they own all their masters. They won't have all that. But that also means that they have to front all the money to have it made and manufactured. And that, like, again, Psychopathic Records isn't what it used to be. They don't have the multiple artists that help bring in money. And they're also, ICP's not touring like they used to. They have been this year, but we don't know what that's going to look like going forward. And that's a great revenue source, is touring. And if they're not touring, they're not really going to have the revenue to manufacture products like that. So I don't really foresee them doing a second 6 box set, but I always say to expect the unexpected. You never know what can happen. So maybe they might, but I doubt it. That's just me. And then we also have Caden Hipper, music movie critic, who says, speaking of the knot, what if ICP, after they release the knot, release Forgotten Freshness Volume 7? That'd be awesome. I'm sure they recorded a bunch of songs for the knot that didn't make it onto the album. That would be great for a 7th Forgotten Freshness. There are also color schemes that ICP hasn't used yet, like pink, brown, orange, etc. It's been a long time since the last Forgotten Freshness, and I wish they'd keep making them. I'm with you on that one because I feel like the album Flip the Rat, or the EP Flip the Rat, completely unnecessary. Any and all of those songs really could have ended up on a Forgotten Freshness. But I feel like they're wanting to release like multiple albums together. The Knot was really kind of surprising that hasn't happened. Granted, there could be something that comes maybe in a year or two that is scrap songs, but it definitely feels like they have less material to throw into a Forgotten Freshness. Do I think that they could release a Forgotten Freshness? Yes. Again, it comes down to just when. And again, like, if they don't have the songs to do it, they might not. But I really wish that the incredible collectible collection that they released at the Gathering in 2017, I really wish that was a Forgotten Freshness, because that one it essentially is, it's in the format of a Forgotten Freshness album. So I think that they forgot about Forgotten Freshness. But yeah, I think they're slowly dwindling down on Forgotten Freshnesses, because again, I think that they're just running out of old scrapped songs. You know, they did the Marvelous Missing Link outtakes, could have been Forgotten Freshness. Flip the Rat could have been a Forgotten Freshness thing, and it wasn't. So maybe, again, you never know. Expect the unexpected. And then we've got Dr. Fago, who says, collection plate, do you think M&E is never going to sign an artist again after how Xul dissed them on the way out and Gmo's legal troubles? I mean, as of right now, that's probably the furthest thing on their mind, is to sign a new artist. They probably haven't even been looking, but maybe. Again, expect the unexpected. They could potentially, but if I was in their shoes, I don't think that that's something that I would be thinking about. I think I would probably take a little bit more of the psychopathic route and just kind of focus in on what you currently have, which ironically is all psychopathic record artists, formerly. So that, to me, I think was probably maybe part of Psychopathic's biggest downfall, is they were constantly expanding. They were adding and signing onto their roster, and eventually I think it imploded on itself. And I've kind of seen, it kind of feels like maybe that's something M&E is doing as well. So I think because of where we are with how labels run and kind of the necessity that there is, or a lack thereof necessity for labels, because there's so many resources that artists don't really need to be part of a record label anymore. That's kind of a thing of the past. I really just kind of think that they should just really focus in on what they have and just kind of go from there. And then we also have Irish Candyman, who says, hard question, but you have good opinions. Where do you see the Juggalo world in the year 2030? ICP, Twisted, Ouija, Blaze, Clockworky, and Wacko. I see them all doing their thing still. I don't think any of them are going to be retiring anytime soon. I think Clockworky is going to continue to blow up. I think Wacko is going to continue to work with ICP. Ouija's obviously going to keep doing his thing. Twisted is going to keep doing their thing. Blaze, I think that's where we're going to see the Juggalo world. I've said this before, that I think Chapter 17 and Long Live Evil are definitely going to be flagships for the future of the Juggalo world that are going to continue to inspire younger people to want to make music as well. So, I mean, I've kind of previously already answered that I feel like that's where the future is going with them. But when it comes directly to ICP and Twisted, I think they're going to keep doing their thing. I think ICP's plan is to keep doing it until they can't. So there's definitely no plans, I think, for them to slow down or stop. And I don't see the same thing happening with Twist. I don't see them slowing down anytime soon either. And then wrapping it all up with Cappuccino JCW says, DC been on a roll with the videos lately. Love to see it, homie. And I think you jinxed me, because the last thing that I had done has been, I think, the listening party almost 2 weeks ago. So I definitely slowed down a little bit. You know, to me, my goal was never to have doing YouTube videos be like a job. So if I ever get in the mindset of like needing to do a video or having to do a video, that's just going to take the fun out of it for me. So I don't force myself to come in and make a video. I let it happen more organically. So sometimes there's lulls in the content stream. Sometimes I don't always put things out, and then sometimes it's like bam, 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 bam. That's just how it's going to continue to go, baby, because that's the way that I do my thing. But that is going to do it. Again, if you would like to be considered for the collection plate, you can leave a thoughtful comment down below. You can guarantee yourself a spot, though, by leaving a super thanks, or you can really guarantee yourself a spot by becoming a member and using the My 2 Cents emoji in your comment to guarantee your spot in the collection plate. I thank you guys for watching. Tell me down below what you guys think about what's happening now. Peace.